Hi friends, good morning. This is Suvarna Keshav here. Today I am with Dr. Premnath, Senior Diabetologist. Welcome to the show, Doctor. Let us discuss diabetic meal plan today. What meal plan do you recommend for diabetics?
Oh, correct.
The ideal one.
Yeah. As far as management of diabetes is concerned, diabetes is a metabolic disease. See, usually people have got a notion, a misconception. Avoiding sugar is the only thing that has to be done in diabetes. People will go to hotel, order jamun, order masala dosa, and then they say
Sugarless coffee.
This is very common, extremely common, but it is not. By adding quarter spoon or half a spoon of sugar, your diabetes doesn't go up, your sugars doesn't go up. So in a meal plan, what is important is that you should consume the food in such a way that it will not increase your blood sugar suddenly. Remember, when the diagnosis is detected, 50% of your beta cells, those are the cells which produce insulin, are lost. Only when 50% of the cells are lost, you will get your blood sugar more than 200. Every year you lose 2 to 3% of cells, what is called as programmed cell death, called apoptosis.
Does it happen to everybody?
Everybody, yes.
Even in a
Normal person also it happens. It happens because in the body, every cell is programmed to die sometime. It is called programmed cell death. So what I mean to say now, every year you lose 2 to 3% of cells, 50% is already gone. Now what has happened? What is remaining is around 40 to 45% to begin with, and it goes on decreasing. Now a normal person, whatever he eats, the body manages, because in the sensors, once the blood sugar starts going up, the sensors will get stimulated, it stimulates the pancreas and it increases the insulin. Whatever you eat, the blood sugar comes down within 2 hours. In a diabetic, that doesn't happen. Because of lack of insulin, what happens if you eat, the blood sugar goes up, insulin levels doesn't go up simultaneously. So your blood sugar remains at a very high level for a very long time, causing damage to the organs. So therefore, because there is no insulin, or sometimes it so happens in obese people, overweight people, the insulin they have may not act. It is called as insulin resistance. Why diabetes comes? The question is, either there is no insulin or reduced insulin, or you have insulin but it doesn't act properly. There is some sort of a mechanism where it doesn't produce the action that is desired of it. So that is called as insulin resistance. So that happens, naturally your sugar starts rising. So your meal plan has to be in such a way that the blood sugar doesn't rise suddenly. So that is the reason why we say avoid direct sugars. Why should you avoid? Direct sugars suddenly increase your blood sugar, and within 30 minutes your blood sugar goes up. Sure. And your insulin levels doesn't go up so quickly. Okay. So therefore, try to avoid direct sugars. As far as diet is concerned, of course, there are a lot of misconceptions. If you eat rice, your diabetes will go up. If you eat your ragi, your diabetes will come down. These are all misconceptions. If you take only Ayurvedic drugs, the blood sugars will come down. Allopathic drugs will harm. See, as far as diabetes is concerned, we go by evidence-based medicine. Modern medicine, we go by evidence-based medicine. So in this medicine, we tell you what is the evidence that is there, and then we treat you accordingly. Without proper diet, you cannot manage your diabetes. Whatever the drugs and insulin you take, your blood sugars will not come under control if you do not control your diet. Very, very important. Now the principles are the same. Diet should contain carbohydrates, proteins and fats. That is always there for everybody. But what should be in case of a diabetic is his intake of carbohydrate should not be a direct sugar, it should be an indirect sugar. Without sugar, neither a diabetic nor any other person will live. Sugar is absolutely necessary for everything. The only thing is, you take long-acting carbohydrates, where you take the carbohydrate, but it's not a primary sugar, it doesn't increase quickly. It slowly, the sugar starts increasing, and over a period of 2 to 2.5 hours, the sugar starts rising. These are all called complex carbohydrates. So your rice, ragi, any of the millets, and then wheat, all these definitely in the form which you take is extremely important. Never take anything in a liquid form. Your ambli, ganji and all that. In a liquid form, your blood sugar goes up very quickly. So therefore, you should take it in a solid
And
form.
what about wheat? Some doctors recommend it contains a lot of gluten. Can we take?
No, the question is simple. Wheat, ragi, jowar, rice all have the same calories. Wheat, a little bit more of fiber. Ragi and jowar have got little more of fiber than rice. If you take brown rice, it also has good amount of fiber. Now, as far as wheat is concerned, of course, it has gluten and gliadins. Gluten can cause gluten enteropathy. Wheat also increases your appetite, so it makes you to take more food. So, that false notion of taking only wheat products to control diabetes should be abandoned. You can take any of these. I always say, anna, mudde, chapati, roti, dosa, idli, whatever these things. Whatever you eat every day, you take it. There is nothing to change. But only thing is, you reduce the quantity. The quantity should come down. Whatever may be the glycemic index of these foodstuffs. Glycemic index is the figure wherein how much 100 grams of this substance and 100 grams of glucose will increase the blood sugar. Area under the curve. It is preferable that you take foods with low glycemic index. But what is ultimately is important is the glycemic load. Glucose load. The more the quantity, the more the glucose.
So
it is as simple as that.
So you mean to say we need to take smaller meals more number of times?
Yes. Always the diabetic meal should be eat a breakfast at around 8:30. Never skip your breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. There is a false notion. You skip the breakfast, you will lose weight. You skip. No, never do that. In the breakfast, whatever the amount that you take little lesser. Keep it for at around 11 o'clock. Either you can take that or you can take any vegetable as a snack at that time. Then 1:30 you have your meal. Take a little less and you can use whatever the less that you have taken at around 5 o'clock. And then you take the night meal around say 8:30.
8:30. Okay. Early meals in the night is better.
Yes, always early meal is better for so many other reasons also. And then you should take smaller meals at frequent intervals. You take whatever that you have reduced in the cereals, increase vegetables. Any vegetable, I underline any vegetable.
But some people say beetroots and carrots are a strict no for diabetes.
That is why this has another misconception. Any of the vegetable doesn't have calories more than 45 to 50 per 100 grams. 100 grams of rice, ragi will give you around 400 calories. Whereas 100 grams of vegetables will give you anywhere from 20 to 50 calories. So you can take up to 500 grams of vegetables, raw or cooked.
Raw.
In divided fillings. Take fruits. You will be surprised. Majority of the diabetics doesn't even touch the fruit. No, it's a misconception. We did study on that and we found that fruits are extremely good. But only thing is the quantity that you take. 100 to 150 grams of any fruit. You can
Are diabetics allowed to take mangoes also?
Or any fruit. Any fruit, 100 to 100.
Friends, that's good news. Please note.
100 to 150 grams per day. Any fruit. Not all fruits 150 grams per day. No,
Each,
nothing
yeah.
of that sort. You take any fruit, total quantity of fruit is 150 grams because
150 grams per day.
per day. Yes.
Per day.
Why I fix up that 150 grams, 100 to 150? Because fruit sugar, if you take it in a larger quantity, can cause deposition of fat in the liver. So that is the reason we restrict it to 100 to 150 grams.
Okay.
But it should be taken because
So,
it
but
gives-
any fruit can
Any
be
fruit.
taken.
any fruit can be taken, including your chiku, everything. I know these doubts are always there.
Yeah.
Yes, you can definitely take any fruit 100 to 150 grams per day. Absolutely no problem at all.
And would the green leafy vegetables, would they?
Anything, that's why any vegetable, including your leaves, whatever you can easily take.
Okay.
You fill your stomach with whatever that you have reduced in cereals. You fill your stomach with vegetables. Your stomach should not go empty.
Empty.
Empty stomach, you will have more hungriness.
Okay.
You will become more hungry. Therefore, you fill your stomach.
Okay.
Yes, this is a very basic meal plan. There are so many other things. Writing a diet chart which cannot be followed. All these things are always there.
Okay.
We can always say how much of carbohydrate to take, how much of protein to take, how much of fat to take, which oil to use, which oil not to use, omega 3, omega 6. All those things are of course technical. If you know it, it is better. But because of the time constraint, I am unable to explain all that in this episode.
Okay.
So, thank you for the knowledge you have shared with us, Doctor. We'll try to follow it as much as possible. And that's all for now, friends. Stay home, stay safe. Bye bye.